A lot of what I noticed was that you guys used to go out a lot. There's a lot of partying.
Yes.
Was Dad like a party animal?
Yes.
Was he into partying?
He was into parties a lot.
Right.
And that is why I loved him.
Wow.
Because it's good to go out.
Okay.
It's good to party. Because when you go to party, you forget everything.
You forget life's problems.
forget every problem. And you just dance.
Yeah.
And you're happy.
Yeah. Guys, we've got a super special episode today. You guys asked for it. I've got my mum, Stella, on the show. Hello, Mum.
Hello, my darling son.
Mum is a bit nervous being on the show, but don't worry, Mum. I said to Mum, we're just having a chat, right?
Yes,
we're just gonna come in here and have a chat.
Yes.
So guys, I am so excited to have my mum on the show today because you guys will know from my story, I've told my story across different videos of moving to this country and starting from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And the one person who's known me all my entire life, even before pretty much I was born, is this woman, this incredible woman right here.
Thank you.
My loving and incredible mum. So Mum, welcome to the Humble Penny.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my darling son, Ken.
Yes, it feels weird having you on the show, Mum. Because Mum, seriously, I don't even know where to start. You've been with me on all aspects of my life.
Yes.
When I've made mistakes, when I've had successes, when I've struggled, when I've had doubts.
Yes.
You know, you've been there encouraging me, telling me I'll be great at everything I do, you know, really trying to help me and my siblings, me and my sisters, trying to get to places I want to get to in life. So it feels weird having you on the show, but do you know what? I'm not going to get emotional, guys. We're just going to talk about it. So, Mum, welcome.
Thank you very much, my darling son. Thank
you. Do you want to start by just telling people just a bit, just for some background, guys, what we're going to do with this video? Oh, by the way, if you're loving today's video, hit the like button, show some love, hit that like button. What we're going to do with today's video is we're going to split today's video into 5 different sections. So part 1, Mum's going to tell us about her childhood and about your time at university. Part 2, we're going to talk about emigrating to the UK as a family, why you thought it was the best thing for us to do and stuff like that. Part 3, Mum's going to talk about money, business, entrepreneurship, building wealth, all this stuff we talk about on this channel. Part 4 is going to be about family life, just talking about like what you saw in me growing up, actually. I'd like to even know this, Mum. You're going to tell me, right? And then part 5 is going to be Mum reflecting about her life, her journey, and giving some advice to the younger generation on, you know, Mum's in her 60s, right? Come on, guys. Doesn't she look amazing for someone in her 60s? Mum looks incredible. So that's the video. So do please be patient, guys, because Mum's just going to walk us through. But Mum, let's start this video, right? Do you want to just tell people, where were you born? Obviously, I know this, but I want you to tell them, right? Where were you born? And how many children were you born into a family with growing up?
Yes, I was born in Nigeria, in Oguta. My village, my town. I was born in Oguta.
That's in the eastern part.
In the east. It's called Imo State now. And I had so many brothers and sisters.
So many. So, Mum, in today's world, we say we can only have 2 kids or 3 kids. Mum, please tell these people, how many kids were you born into a family with?
I had 15 brothers and sisters. 15 altogether.
Oh my gosh. 15. And where were you in that 15? In terms of first or middle or second?
I am the first.
You're the firstborn. Okay.
I'm the first daughter.
Your first daughter. Okay.
Yes, I'm the firstborn.
You're firstborn. And of the 15, how many are boys and how many are girls?
6 are boys.
Okay.
The 9 are girls.
Right. Okay. Was it quite challenging, Mum, growing up, being the firstborn to 15 different children?
Yes, it was quite challenging. I wanted to leave a good example for all my brothers and sisters. And so I was very, very interested in my studies. I was always very, very serious with my studies. So that I would do well, so that they will also do well, so that they will be like me, and they'll be interested in their studies.
So you wanted to set a good example, which again, for me, speaks to me as well, being firstborn child. you always said it, said to me, you need to set a good example for your siblings because they're following, they're watching you all the time. So I kind of feel like I felt the same pressure like you did. Did you feel a lot of pressure as being a firstborn?
I felt a lot of pressure because some of them were not very, very serious with their studies.
Okay.
Some of them were not very serious, and I was already always advising them to study, to be serious, to get a lesson teacher, and all that. And then some of them took my advice and did very well, and some of them are graduates as well. Yes.
That's amazing. So, Mom, you spoke about studying, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people who watch our channel are students, at the moment. Remember, guys, Mum's in her 60s now, so she's had a whole lifetime so far and many more years to come, by God's grace. Do you want to tell everyone what university did you go to and what did you actually study at uni?
Okay. I went to University of Ibadan, the first university in Nigeria. That was the first university in Nigeria.
So it's Nigeria's first university is where you went to?
Yes.
Wow.
And I studied political science. I studied political science.
Wow.
I majored in public administration.
Okay. So, Mom, you must have been really good to get into Nigeria's first ever university. Because I know University of Ibadan is it's a prestigious uni, and it used to be really prestigious back then. So you must have been quite good to get into that uni.
Just because I wanted to show a very good example to my younger ones that they should study hard, and if they study, they will succeed. And then I proceeded to University of Nigeria in Nsukka for master's degree, and master's degree was in public administration.
Wow! So you've got a master's degree as well as a first degree. Okay, so but I know your journey is not just about education. You're a businesswoman. You've had multiple businesses. We're going to talk about them today in different ways. But before we even get into that, Mum, do you want to tell everybody? I've been brought up obviously capably by you and my amazing dad. So how did you and Dad meet, and what has made you stay married for 40 years? 40 whole years. How did you guys meet? Go on, tell everybody.
Okay, we met at the National Youth Service. Okay. In Nigeria, when you graduate from university, you have to serve the nation.
Right.
And so they will post you to the center where you're going to go to do 1 year. You stay 1 year.
So it's 1 year of service to the country.
Serve for 1 year.
Right. And
then the first week, a car just stopped, and three boys or men were there, and they started chatting with me. And the one at the back was more,
more handsome. Was he more handsome? Or more what? Let me not put words in your mouth, Mom.
Oh my God. He was very good looking, and also he was the one that was showing more interest.
More interest, right.
So there and then we became friends.
Okay.
Yes. And then after the youth service, we got married. Just 1 year after the youth service.
So you guys met?
Yes.
After 1 year, you got married?
Yes, we got married,
Wow.
We started saving money together. Little money that we
could
save. We put it together, and then after the youth service, then we introduced ourselves to introduced him to my
family,
introduced me to his parents, and then we got married.
Wow. So, Mom, do you know what? This is so exciting, even for me, hearing the story, the backstory. I know a lot of this already, but I'm going to learn some new things today. So, Mom, what would you say has kept you married for 40 years? Because 40 years is not, and you guys, I know, because I'm your first child, so I know all the challenges, I know all the things you've been through together. So what would you say has kept you guys married for 40 years? If you had to summarize it.
It's just love. We just love ourselves. Because we met each other when we were just nothing. We didn't have money. We were not even rich. We didn't even have a car. And then we believed in one another, in each other, and then we got married. So it's that love and understanding and patience. Patience.
Wow.
You need to be patient in marriage because the person can, do certain things that will not make you happy, so you have to be patient as well. So, and that is why we are still married for 40-something years.
Okay, so Mom, honestly, you guys are such an inspiration to us, to me and Mary and to, my sisters and, and so on. And you guys you've just done such an amazing job. We're always watching you and Dad. You guys, you even party more than we do. Guys, literally, I kid you not, my mom and my dad party more than we do.
Yes.
In fact, you're always out. You're always out. Like literally, I call you, I'm like, I want to bring the kids. Mom's like, no, we're going out. Sorry. And then sometimes you're like, yeah, okay, bring the kids.
We're always out because people they are gotten married.
Yeah.
They have left us alone in the house.
Yeah.
And so we want to now enjoy ourselves again as we were doing before. We got children.
So, Mom, when I look back at your photos, you and Dad, right? When I look at your pictures, you guys are in youth service.
Yes.
A lot of what I noticed was that you guys used to go out a lot. There's a lot of partying.
Yes.
Was Dad like a party animal?
Yes.
Was he into partying?
He was into parties a lot.
Right.
And that is why I loved him.
Wow.
Because it's good to go out.
Okay.
It's good to party. Because when you go to party, you forget everything.
You forget life's problems.
You forget every problem. And you just dance.
Yeah.
And you're happy.
Yeah.
And we don't get drunk.
We're
not the drinking type at all. We're not the drinking type at all. So it is good.
Wow.
To go to parties. And
Mom, tell us a bit about your work. So you've had an amazing career.
Yeah.
Doing so many different things. Like honestly, you inspire me and my siblings so much. So I wanted to know, Mom, we're giving you guys a bit of background on Mum before we then start answering all your questions that you guys submitted to us on the channel. So just give these guys some idea, like what kind of jobs did you do in Nigeria before we moved here? Just walk us through in a few minutes, just kind of what kind of work you were doing.
Yes, in Nigeria, as soon as I graduated, 1982, I had my master's degree in 1982. And then the first job I got was a teaching job.
Okay.
It was a teaching job in a teacher training college.
Okay.
And so I was helping to train the teachers, how they will do, what they will say, and how they teach the children. And that was very, very rewarding for me. I enjoyed it so much. And then I got a job again after 6 years. And now I got a job in Imo State University as an assistant registrar. Right. An assistant registrar, and I got promoted to senior registrar in the university. And then I applied for a job in internal affairs. Okay. And that was immigration service. Okay. And so I joined immigration service again, and I was there for 6 years. And now before I came to this country.
So what was your rank? Because I remember growing up, like I used to see you in your uniform and stuff like that. I just loved seeing you in a position of leadership. Yes. You know, I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I just loved seeing my mum with all her ranks and all your badges and stuff. So like, just give us some perspective. Yeah. Like, what were you, like how important was that job that you were doing?
It was very, very important. I was an assistant controller of immigrations, and I transferred my service from the university, Imo State University, where I was a senior registrar. I transferred my service to immigration. Okay. And so I started at a high rank. Right. An assistant controller of immigration. Okay. And then before I came to the UK. Okay. It was very, very interesting job. It was a very, very interesting job and very rewarding.
Mom's a hustler, you know. Listen, people, listen. This woman you're seeing here, she has done it all, right? Listen. Yes. So, Mom, I want to know, right? Because I know in Nigeria, when we're in Nigeria, between when Dad had moved to the UK to come and find, a new place for us, kind of explore a new country potentially, and when we're in Nigeria, you were holding everything down, right? You were pretty much running. There was us, there was Kingsley, there were all of us, there's 4 children, and you were running the family, you were working, you were traveling, you were doing all these things. A lot of things that a lot of women can relate to today. You were acting in the capacity, what people might call a single parent today. A single parent. You know? And I wanted to just know, how were you also able to do business? You know, because because you had your jobs, your job, but you also were making money from different things. So, and a lot of people have asked this question, but just give us some ideas. What kind of business were you doing? Tell people what some of your hustles were, the things you were doing to bring some money in to run our family?
Yes, I was doing a lot of business. I was into oil business as well.
Oil business?
Oil business. And I was into importation from the border, because I was working in the border as semi-border, and so I was always importing things from there.
So Seme is the border between Nigeria and Cotonou. Cotonou is a country in West Africa.
Yes, yes. So I was always importing things, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Mom, you need to give us some more detail. So your part of your side hustle, your thing to make money was you'd going to tell us a bit about the oil business. Like what?
The oil business is when I was transferred to the seaport. I was no longer working as a border.
Right.
I was now transferred to the seaport, and in fact, I'm very, very interested in business. In anything I'm doing, I'm doing business.
You're looking for business.
Any work I'm doing, I'm doing business.
I like it. So if you guys wonder where I get my business and entrepreneurship from, you can see it.
So when I was now working at the airport, I was now into oil. Into oil because of the vessels there. They need the oil to move and all that. And so I had contacts. Maybe because I was an immigration officer.
So you were networking, you had some...
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. The oil business is about the best business anybody can ever do.
So what were you... give us some detail. Were you, like, did you have to go and get the oil somewhere? Like, how did you make money from the oil business?
Okay. Supply. You have to buy the oil from somewhere, from the sea. Did you have to go into the sea? No, I didn't go to the sea.
Tell us how.
Some people did it for me.
Oh, so you hired people?
I hired people to do it for me, but I know that they got it from the sea, and that they supplied. They supplied to the vessels, to the companies, to the fishing companies in the sea, at the seaport.
Right.
At the seaport, yes, yes. So buying it and selling it was fantastic.
So that was your business?
Yes, that was my business.
That was the business, a way for you to make money to support our family, in addition to your day job?
In addition to my immigration job.
Right.
It was all fantastic.
Wow.
In the importation I was doing as semi-border was still going on. I was not there, but the contacts were still on.
Okay.
So I was very busy.
So hold on. What you're saying is you had your oil business, then you had your import-export business from the border, and you had your job.
I had my job.
Woo!
I had my full-time.
Yeah, your full-time. So you had money coming in from different spaces, which is good. It was very supportive of our family and so on, which is really good. So someone's then asked, because this is very connected, right?
Yeah.
Because someone's then asked, give us an idea, this is in the late 1990s we're talking, so mid to late 1990s, right?
Yes.
So we're now getting questions.
Mid to late 1990, like 1997, 1998. Yes.
So in 1998, we then moved to the UK, right, as a family. So someone's asked, we're going to now answer people's questions directly. So we've got a question coming in from Natalie. Natalie said, why did you decide to migrate and what challenges did she face? Okay. Give us some color. Because the reason I say this is such a good question because on the face of it, you appear to be doing well in your career. Money was going into your bank account. You're doing well back then. Back then you had a Volvo. I remember that Volvo. You had the Mercedes, you had a Volvo, and I had a Toyota. Yeah, three cars. So you're doing well. You had money in the bank. You started a school.
Yes.
You built a school.
I started a school. Yes.
You built a school.
A nursery primary school. I built a school.
You built a school.
Yes.
And you had a house as well.
Yes.
So things were starting to shape up. But at the same time, Dad was not there. So that was not. So what was the reason then? And I know the country was a bit of a mess as well. There's a lot going on politically. So what was the reason, if you had to put it in summary, for emigrating, taking your whole family to the UK?
My husband. I missed him a lot.
Right. Okay.
I was missing my husband a lot because he was in the UK for about 3 years, and I felt like I'm a single parent. And that I was not doing enough for the children, that they needed their dad as well. In as much as you were all in the secondary school, boarding schools, I felt that something is missing in my life, that he should be here. He should be here. And so I visited him here, and we discussed it, and he said that he will still be living in the UK, and that I can take you people and come over. Yes. And so that's what we did. We had to immigrate. And also, I also felt that you people will have a better future here.
Yes.
That is another thing that convinced me that you people will have a better future here. And it will be, I'll be happy to watch you people live in the UK, grow in the UK, and find jobs or businesses in the UK. Yes.
And also, I mean, if I may add this, Mom, Nigeria back then was very uncertain. There was a lot of uncertainty. There was, the political scene more generally was, it was a bit shaky as well. There's a lot going on.
It was a lot. There was a lot of uncertainty.
Yes, a lot of uncertainty back then.
So, and I felt that my children will have a better future in the UK. They'll have a better future in the UK.
But man, it's quite a big decision, taking that leap, packing up, quitting your job, quitting your businesses, packing up, taking your children, getting on that flight.
It was a very big challenge, but I believed that we shall be better off here after some time.
Wow.
That was my belief. That after some time, it's going to be better. We are going to be better off here, and that you people will be better off here. And if my children are better off, I'll be happy.
Interesting.
But because I was over 40 years then.
Yeah.
So I've done my own.
Yeah. So you moved to the UK in your 40s.
Yes,
You want to remind
40s,
people.
Yes.
And you're starting from ground zero.
Yes, ground zero. Yes.
From the beginning,
yes,
nothing.
From the beginning, yes.
So I wanted to just mention that point because someone has just said, I've got a message, a comment from Jeremiah who said, what were the challenges you faced moving a young family to a different country, and how did you cope with a culture shock?
Yes. The challenges were so much. They were more than I expected, But then my mind never told me to go back to Nigeria.
Interesting.
I was just saying that it will be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. The challenges were that my children needed the best schools ever because they were going to the best schools in Nigeria. You were in King's College. Kingsley was in King's College. And then King's College, Lagos. And that's the best school ever in the whole country.
It's very good
And then Pamela was in Queen's College. And Jennifer was in another federal college as well. So we were just doing very, very well. And coming to this country, I wanted people to be in the best schools ever. But it was not easy to start.
So, Mom, I know these guys want to hear details,
Yeah.
What was money like when we moved to this country?
Yeah. Money was difficult. Money was difficult because it was only your dad that was working. I was not working because I just came in. There was nothing, no job for me.
No job for you. You did. If we're being honest, Mum, you didn't have all the things that were required.
Yes.
To get a job in this country.
Yes, I didn't have all the things that were required because we came as visitors.
Yeah.
And my husband is a British citizen, and we came as visitors, and so we had to do our application, isn't it, to be a permanent.
To try and get a stay and all of that stuff.
A stay in this country. And the application was taking too long as well.
Too long.
It was frustrating as well. It was a very big challenge that we have to wait. My husband is a British citizen. Why can't they just give us, and so that we can fit into everything we're doing? And so I could not get a job. Because I do not have.
You didn't have the papers, the documents.
The documents to do it.
I know from my perspective as a 14-year-old with younger siblings, we all moved into, being very clear and very honest, I've talked about it before, we all moved into one room. As a family, this is where we all started off, and then you had the vision that, do you know what? One day we're going to own our own home. We're going to own our own house. You had this vision, even though you didn't have a job. Right? So, Mom, we're going to be open, right? We're going to talk about it. So how did it feel? You've come from a place where you're a woman whose career, you read political science at a really good university, you're determined, like really strong, really determined woman, to suddenly move to a new country and like you're powerless because like you don't have a job, you don't have anything. All you have is your family. How did that feel for you?
It didn't feel too bad to me, to be honest, because I had hope that things would be better. But things will be better. But the thing is that when will it be better?
Exactly.
When will it be? But because it took longer time than I expected. But then your dad was working as well. But the money was never enough. So when we came, we met him in one room, and we stayed with him in one room for 2 weeks.
I remember us sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
You and Dad on the bed.
Yeah.
I remember that clearly. And then we were like, how are we gonna? We need to find a way.
The fact is that he was not sure that we shall succeed in coming. But then he missed the point that I was an immigration officer, and that if I have...
You had connections.
No, it's not connections. If I want a visa, I will get a visa.
Right,
to anywhere I want to go to.
Okay.
Because of my job, and because of my status. So, and that is the mistake he made. He was not sure that we should come. So he was stayed in his accommodation, in his place where he was when we arrived. And we stayed with him there for 2 weeks. Before we found another place, a flat, where we took you to 3-bedroom flat. And so you and Kingsley were in one room. Jennifer and Pamela were not in,
another room.
And me and your dad we were in one room. But all the same, I was never ever discouraged because God had something for us, and maybe that is why I was never discouraged. I was not discouraged that let me go back to Nigeria. It never occurred to me, but I was saying that things will be fine, and so I wanted to help your dad with money in the family.
You wanted to contribute.
Yeah, I wanted to contribute.
But then you were not able to get a formal job.
No.
So what kind of jobs? Like, give people. I want. Mom doesn't like talking about this, but I told Mom, I had to encourage Mom and say, look, Mom, people want to know.
Yeah.
Let's let these people know.
Yes.
Because you haven't just come and become successful.
Yes.
It's taking you a while to get to where you are. You know.
Oh my God, yes. And I did these jobs without regretting one bit at all, because I was trying to support my husband and help my children. And so I went into cleaning job. That was my first job.
First job.
Yes, and that was my first job. And the cleaning will start at 6 a.m. So I leave my house at 5 or 4:30 to get to the company at 5:45, 15 minutes before the time.
So because you leave at 5 a.m.?
Yes, I leave at 5 a.m. because I'll take the train. Because I don't ever want to be late to anything I'm doing or any place I work. So I get there about 30 minutes before the time.
Right.
Before the time.
So this was, you're catching the train from where to where?
From Walthamstow.
Walthamstow, okay, in East London, okay.
To Central London.
Central London.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you get there, and then what hours were you working?
Okay, then I work up to 11 because it was a part-time job.
Part-time job.
I couldn't get a full-time
job, okay.
So I work up to 11, and then I leave that place to another company in North London. By train.
What was your job? This is job number 2.
Yeah.
So what was your job in?
So it's packaging.
Packaging, right?
It's packaging.
Okay. So this is manual packaging.
Manual packaging. Yes. I'll leave my second job from North London to Walthamstow Stadium to wash the dish.
So you did dishwashing?
Yeah, dishwashing.
Wow, Mum. honestly, Mum, I'm so proud of you, because like you've been through so much.
Yes.
You've been through so much.
Yes, but I did it with joy.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it will not last forever. I knew that it will not last forever. That once we settle down very well, that everybody will be happy. Yes.
But that's part of who you are, you put other people first.
Yes.
And this is something you teach us all the time as your children.
Yes.
You're always saying to us the importance of being generous and putting other people first.
Definitely.
You're working all these jobs and it's just crazy to think.
Yeah.
Because you didn't just work these jobs for 1 week. You were working these jobs for quite a while.
Yeah, for quite a while.
You know?
Yes.
Trying to make bits of money here and there. But what I love is that you didn't give up. You didn't just come and just sat back.
I never even thought of giving up. I never even thought of giving up at all. And life continued that way until you people started settling very well, started doing very well in schools and all that. And then you went to do A-level.
Yes, A-levels, also, yes. Went through GCSEs, then started doing college.
Yes. And then I now got a job from a cleaning company as a secretary.
Right. So, okay. Yes. So this job is important because this job, you told me something once that really made me, I was so proud to hear it. You said to me that your boss at one point realized that you had more to you than just being a secretary.
Yes.
What happened? What was it that made, what was it you were doing? Because like you learned, you started to, was this your introduction to business from this job in this country anyway?
Yes.
Do you want to just share a bit about that?
Yeah. So I got this job, and I noticed that there was a lot of errors and mistakes in even the company profile and introductory letters that he was sending to companies to give him contract. And I started. I confided in him that we need to correct this, we need to correct this, we need to correct that, and then when he will go for interview for a meeting, a contract meeting. I'll go with him, and then he was really shocked that, oh, this lady.
There's more to this woman.
You're not just a secretary.
Exactly.
This lady is really somebody. Somebody important.
Exactly.
You know, this lady is not just.
Not just some.
He didn't know anything about me. Didn't know my background.
Yeah.
You know, so he asked me if I want to start my own company. I said yes, I would like to start my own company, but I want to work for you so that I learn.
So you wanted to learn the trade.
I want to learn the trade.
Right. So this is how you then eventually started your own cleaning business.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, Mom, the point you made there about not being seen is actually a really important point because there are lots of immigrants to countries like the UK who have a lot of experience, you know, but like they're not usually seen. They're not seen for their skills. You know, where they're kind of suppressed.
Yes.
And it's interesting
suppressed forever.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing continuously.
Yeah.
It's interesting hearing your experience of that and how it was through. You know, your skills coming through that this man was able to say, well, actually, this woman has something more.
Yeah, this woman has something more. And he asked me, he said, what is your plan? What is your ambition? What do you want to do? Well, I said I would like to own my own company, but I need to have the experience to own my own company, and that I'm learning a lot from you.
Right.
You know, I'm learning a lot from you. And so one day I told him that I need to register a company.
Right.
So a cleaning company.
Okay.
So I registered a cleaning company, and what I did is that I never asked him for salary at all. I just and I helped him because he was not doing the company not doing very well financially. So I did not mind that I was not paid.
You're not being paid, but you were learning.
I was learning.
Guys, are you hearing this? There's so many people right now who want jobs, who want experience. You know, so you were there working, not being paid, but you were learning a skill that you knew you could use one day to start your own thing.
Yeah, not being paid because some staff at the end of the month, it does not pay them, and they come to say I was not paid. I was not paid. They're complaining. So I knew that there was no money for him to run the company. But I learned a lot from there. I learned how to run the business. I learned how to advertise and where to advertise for staff. I learned also how to get the contracts. Because I went with him for certain meetings, contract meetings, and all that.
Wow.
And then, in fact, it's one of them that I started with. One of the companies. I started with. Yeah.
Interesting. This became one of your first clients.
Yeah, it became one of my first clients.
So, but Mom, how did you feel though? Because did you feel that having your experience in Nigeria helped a lot?
Yeah, my experience in Nigeria helped me a lot because I had a school. And I was employing people to work in my school.
Okay.
You know, and when I was working at Imo State University as a senior registrar, I was in charge of junior staff establishment. So I was the one employing staff, I was the one dismissing staff and all that. And I will have a meeting before we do anything. You know, so I was totally in charge of that.
Right.
And so public administration was very easy for me.
Right.
Because I had
it's one of your strengths.
Yes, I had experience already. Yes.
Someone called Budget with a July Dreamer said, how does Auntie keep looking so fresh? So she asked the question, she said, what is something you wish you did immediately after moving to the UK? So on reflection.
I look fresh because I don't think negatively.
Okay.
I always think positively. Whatever I am doing, I keep hoping that it will soon end. The bad aspect of it will soon end, and the good aspect of it will start. And that is why. And I always put other people in first.
Ahead, yeah.
I put other people first as well, instead of myself. I think of other people. I want to do things for them.
Amazing.
I want to favor them all the time. And so
that helps you.
God is helping
God
me.
is helping you. That's honestly, that's so amazing, Mum.
That's another
question was, what is something you wish you did immediately after moving to the UK? Just on reflection, is there anything you wish you did immediately after moving?
Well, I wish that I was able to start my own business immediately after entering the UK. But what I did was, first of all, I registered in a college of Northeast London. I registered in a college and read administration because I wanted to compare, I wanted to learn the system,
the UK system,
and everything. Yes, yes, that's what I did. But then I wish that when I came, I was able to start
a business, right.
a good business.
A good business.
For that matter. Yeah.
Next question from the Wrights. The Wrights has said, does she regret anything by staying in the UK?
No, I don't regret anything.
Okay.
There's a lot of instability in Nigeria at the moment. And also, all my colleagues then have all retired.
Right.
And they are not into something very good at the moment.
Right.
Most of them are not into something very good. And I am very happy that I'm here and that my children are here, my family. My entire family is here, so I'm very happy, and I don't ever regret
making that move.
Yes, it's a good move.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's also asked, or they've also asked, what is your greatest achievement outside of having children or their own success? What do you feel is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement is my career. The fact that I have done businesses in this country. I have done successful businesses in this country. I have schools now. I have schools. You know?
These are nurseries Mum's talking about.
Nurseries. And I can say that it's giving me so much joy to have those nurseries, watching the children grow. You know, helping them to enter into schools as well. It is fantastic. And I have managers and deputy managers managing those nurseries. So I just go to look at one of.
This is what people call passive income, Mum. You're the person who shows up and you've set the whole thing up, and it makes you a good income and stuff like that. But you had to take the risk.
Yes.
You know, you had to. I mean, we haven't even talked about it, but you had to come up with the idea. You had to write a business plan.
Yes.
Back in 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
You see, the genesis of the nursery is that my grandchildren could not get a place in the nursery. My daughter and I and my daughter, we were just looking, we were going to one nursery or the other, and they're saying, no, we are full.
And too expensive.
And too expensive. Or we are full until next September. Oh my God. I said, what is this? Then I said to myself, there's a gap in this market. There's a gap in this market. And so I started studying. I started reading things about nursery schools and primary schools. And I noticed that it is easy for you, it is possible for you to own a nursery and to run a nursery. It's possible. And that I started reading the conditions and everything. And then one thing happened. I just called an estate agent.
Okay.
I called an estate agent. what's her name? The one that we had,
for the shop.
For the shop.
Okay,
for the
okay,
shop,
okay.
Yeah. And then Emma,
okay.
I called her and she said, oh, we don't do premises for nursery. And then I said, okay, so what should I do? She said, okay, don't you just look at advertisements. And then she called me back 1 minute after. I said, look, we have a premises, and it's a premises that maybe you can apply for approval for
D1.
For D1 approval. And I said, where is the premises? She told me. And it was very close to where I was then. So she now said, I can send someone to show you now. And she sent, someone to show us. And it was fantastic. It was a big building.
Massive
Building. And yes, I went
so
to that. That was my first nursery.
That was the first nursery.
Yeah.
So you've gone from, hold on, just for some context, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever run a nursery before?
Yeah.
So in Nigeria, you had some experience of starting a school.
I had a nursery primary school in Nigeria.
But you hadn't run a nursery or anything like that in the
this
UK.
Country, no.
You had no practical experience. You'd never worked in a nursery before.
Never worked in a nursery.
And you've never managed a nursery before.
No.
But yet, you felt you had what it took to run a nursery business.
I had what it took to run a nursery business because I had run a school in Nigeria, though there are two different systems, two different ways of running the schools. So I said, I'll have to employ a manager. Every staff will be employed. I'll not be part of staff, but then I'll be managing them.
So you had the vision, but you didn't have the money all there.
No.
Because I remember when you came to us, here's the business plan, and you're like, come, let's raise money, let's raise some money, let's get started in this business. And we're like, Mom, seriously? I'm thinking to myself, come on, Mom, like, what do you know about nurseries?
Because the building has to be child friendly.
Right.
And has to be safe for children. So there's a lot of work to do in a building.
I remember had to knock all the walls down, put toilets, put kids' toilets,
everything,
kids, everything,
so that it will be approved. And they have to approve it before any child can come to the nursery. Yes.
So before you start generating revenue, you have to take the risk first.
Yes, you have to take.
So you have to take the lease. You had to.
I love taking risks. I love taking risks because we took so much money to renovate the place. We spent up to £60,000 to renovate the place, and I still did not have any feeling that
it wouldn't work out.
No, I never had any feeling that it wouldn't work out. And then the owner of the building said he will rent it out to us for only 2 years, and then I spent £60,000.
Doing it up, knowing that you only had it for 2 years. Wow.
But you spent 6 years there.
Wow. That's a whole different story. I hope you guys are loving this because, boy.
So it is good to take risks.
It's good to take risks.
Yes.
Wow.
It's good to take risks.
So, someone said, Suren said, how did you embark on becoming an entrepreneur? And what challenges did you face? What are you most proud of your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay.
So where did it begin?
It started, it's business for me. It started when I was 11 years old.
Wow.
Then my mother was a businesswoman. She was buying and selling.
Buying and selling what?
Buying and selling foodstuff,
food, right.
Fabrics, and all that. Foodstuff and fabrics, and she was going to the wholesalers, the village markets. In Nigeria, there are villages that are very, very far away, remote villages. She will go there to buy. And we have to travel to those villages to buy. And she had me as a company, because I was her first child.
Right.
She had me as a company. And so when we go there and we sell, I was shocked at how much profit you can make from a business. And that is why it is good to be in business. Because business can give you money more than salary.
Yep. Preach. Preach.
Salary. So if your salary, for instance, is £2,000 a month, a business can give you that money at a go. More than 10 times in a month. You can make that profit.
Wow.
You can make a lot of profit. And so that was my experience with my mom. And so at that age, I said to her, can I be buying little from your own? You are buying, let us say that you buy vegetable oil, for example, 100 tins of vegetable oil. Can I just buy one as my own? So mom said, yes, you can. I'll give you money to buy your own, and you sell it, and we shall sell it, and she'll give me my own profit.
Wow.
And that was when I knew that business is fantastic, and that good business, it is just awesome. Good business is awesome, and that business will be fantastic if you do market research very well. But because my mother go to find out what people want,
what people want,
people want, the demand was high, and the supply was coming at the age of 11.
Wow, Mom, and was that during the war?
During the war.
So
during the Nigerian Civil War.
So this is during the Biafra Civil War.
Yeah, the Biafra
Civil War.
Yeah.
And you were trading.
Nigerian Civil War, Nigeria and Biafra.
You were buying and selling.
Yes.
Even during the war.
Even during the war, my mother was trading because you need to trade, because you need to buy food, and food business was fantastic because people needed food, and so we went to neighboring villages, neighboring villages.
The people watching are thinking, what?
And we go to those villages by foot.
Wow.
We walk to those villages because there's no car
there's no vehicle to take
transport. So we walk, and going to those villages may take you 3 days. Walking, you rest and you walk, you rest. And when you come to a river, you have to swim.
You have to swim across the river.
You have to swim across the river, and so you you carry a basin like this to put your clothes.
You put your stuff in.
Yeah, so you push it and you
as
swim.
you're swimming.
As you're swimming, you push it.
Wow.
So I went through all this with my mom, and that made me strong.
Woo.
And so that is why I can take risks.
You can take risks.
I can take risks
because you've been through some stuff.
So I learned entrepreneurship from my mom, the business from my mom.
Wow. I hope you guys are, oh my God, Mom, you're literally dropping so many gems. So Valerie said, I've heard you talk about your mom in a few of your videos. I've always wondered how she was able to build her own wealth in the UK. Having arrived here much later in life and saddled with responsibility of caring for small children and being a wife, she wanted to know how have you been able to build wealth in the UK? What kind of things have you done?
It started when I went to work in that cleaning company, Newham Cleaning Company. It started from there, and then I opened my own cleaning company. And from there, I went to supply. I went into staff supply agency.
You went into an agency business. I remember that one well because I used to do your invoices.
Yes, I used to do my invoices. So I went into employment agency, and I was supplying stuff to Cancer Research UK and the medical field, medical research.
But you had no experience of this.
Yeah, I had no experience.
This is so interesting. So you had no experience. You started this agency business.
Yeah.
Okay, and that became pretty successful.
And that was very, 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 very successful.
So basically, you've built wealth. Essentially through building businesses.
Building businesses.
And reinvesting in property. You're one of the lucky ones.
So we went into property as well. We have a few properties as well, and which I took upon myself to find the properties. To find the properties. We'll look for deposit to buy them, and then we got a few properties.
And pretty much most of them are mortgage free now.
Yes, most of them are
worth mentioning.
Yes.
So you've got your mortgage free properties. You've got successful businesses all through time. You've run in the nursery business with different branches now. You own your own commercial building. Like, and not to even mention, like, there's other stuff I can't even talk about. Like, you own your own holiday home. Like, Mum, like, you've made some moves. Like, you talk about it so casually, but a lot of people watching will be thinking, wow,
it's good that we moved into this country because there's a lot of stability in this country and a lot of opportunities to grow. And you are growing. Jennifer is growing. Pamela is growing. You and your sisters are growing. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. You have done really well. From childhood, you were very, very organized.
Oh, I'm going to get emotional now.
Even as a child, you were very, very organized. You were always serious with your studies. Focused on your studies. And I knew that you are going to be someone important in your life.
Mom.
Because
You're going to make me emotional.
I knew that you're going to be someone important in your life. In fact, one of your lesson teachers said it, that Ken is going to be rich. That's what he said.
Really?
Going to be rich. That time, I said, why did you say that? Because he manages money very well.
Really?
If you give him pocket money or give him money, he does not just spend it like any other child would do. He keeps it. And so, you being in finance now, you started it when you were very young.
Really?
When you were very, very young. When you were just in your early secondary school days.
Wow.
Yes, when you are just in your early secondary school days.
That's interesting.
And so, I would say that you were a very responsible child.
Right.
We never got a negative report from your teachers in school. You were always want to take the first position in your class, always. You always wanted to
proper
take
geek
position in your class, always. And when you came into this country, you got a first class in your first degree. You got a first class, and you continue to University of Cambridge to study. And I'm very, very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And you're happily married.
To my incredible wife, Mary.
You're happily married, And you guys are living very well, very happily. And is a lovely family. You and your boys. Your boys. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It is good to have a son who is highly responsible, who is clever, who is brilliant, and who is intelligent.
Wow.
It's good to have a son like that. Because as a parent, you'll be very, very happy and peace of mind that your son is a good example for his sisters. You've gone into business, you're following my footsteps, and I'm very happy.
Thank you so much, Mom. That means so much to me to hear. As you know, you're my role model. I talk about you all the time, Mom. The journey you've been on, like, you mean so much to me and my siblings, and to Mary, and you set such an excellent example so far for us.
Thank you.
And it just means the world. And I'm sure the people watching, will take away so much from it.
It's good that I left my job and came to this country. I left my business and came to this country because of you and your sisters. And I'm very happy I did that.
Wow.
I'm very happy.
Mom, so I've got a comment here. Someone who said, how has her views on money changed over the years? How has her relationship with money changed over the years? This is from Jamie Adjua. She said, if she knew what she knows about finances, would she have made some changes earlier on? So how has your view on money changed over the years, basically?
My view on money, I always think that money is important, but I don't put it first. I don't put money first. In any business I am doing, I consider my clients first. I consider my customers first. I do not put money first, that I must make this money. I must make this amount of money. I don't do that. And that was my life in Nigeria, that I preferred to help people, to support people, to make a little profit as I can, But now I can see that making good profit is good. Investment is good as well. So that when money comes in, you need to invest it. Every penny of it, you need to invest it. And I did not know this then. I did not know. I was doing a lot of giveaway.
Mom, you're so generous. Mom gives so much money away to so many people.
It's good to be generous.
It's good to be generous. But at the same time, you need your money working.
Yes, you need your money working, and that is what I've learned now. But I am getting old now. So,
you are not. Wow. You don't look it.
So my schools are doing well, and that is my joy.
Okay, this is an interesting one. Ellie said, please ask her, how did she raise such driven and entrepreneurial children? Whether she thinks it was personality or just personal circumstances that shaped me and my siblings.
Okay.
So how have you been able to raise children who are entrepreneurial?
Okay. Since my life, from that age of 11, and I got married, I have been doing business all my life. And so I know that I took it from my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you people have taken it from me because you have seen what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You have seen how I am getting money.
Not
that I am rich, but that you've seen that I'm getting money more than a civil servant, more than somebody that is working. And I know that it has influenced you, influenced your sisters as well, to know that they can do something and the money can come from
different places.
And that is it.
And that is it. So basically, we've learned from watching you. And I agree with that, because I can remember so well when I told you I was going to become an accountant, I'm going to train. I remember you said to me, I don't know if you remember this one, you said, you were trying to be nice to me. You said to me, you can always start a business and hire an accountant, I remember thinking to myself, Mum doesn't get it. Like, I'm trying to become an accountant. Like, Mum doesn't understand. But you understood. You understood that, like, that if you start a successful business, like, you can hire anyone you want.
You can hire anyone. You can hire an accountant. You can hire a banker or whoever. You can hire anyone. So it is good to start a business at an early age, even from 20 years.
So, next question is from Peace. Peace said, what is the one simple financial rule that you recommend?
I recommend investments.
Okay.
Savings. You need to save and you have to invest. It is always good to have savings and then invest what you can. Invest.
Do you know what, Mom? I'm going to say something. There's no time I can remember, after things started to go well, that any of us would come to you for money and you didn't have money. By that I mean, like, you had your challenges where you put money into your business and you're waiting for the business to start making profits, but you always had a reserve, you always had that bank account with some money or, and I think that's really good advice.
I always have a reserve, and I always have little money at home as well. Very little money at home. And then I have a reserve all the time.
Okay.
And I can never, ever disappoint any of my children. If I have money, if I have any money at all, I can never say no. Even to anybody, I can never say no.
Interesting. So, Mum, next one, let's move on to part 4, which is all about family life. Catherine says, what are your sons and daughter-in-law's achievements that you're most proud of? So
I'm most proud of them for Humble Penny.
Okay.
They started a Humble Penny, and they're seeing it grow. And they're seeing it to their own level, their own understanding, and I'm very proud of them for doing that.
Thank you.
They're doing different things in Humble Penny, and it continues to expand. And I'm very proud of them.
Thank you, Ma. And I've got to say as well, you've been the best encouragement. You're always telling us the sky's the limit, and like they might sound like words, but to us it means so much coming from you, giving you experience, your journey. Sky's the limit. You say it all the time, So
because they are very hardworking.
They
are very, very hardworking, and Mary, your wife, is also very, very hardworking. And God put two of you together.
I believe that.
So you are growing. Your family is growing, your children are growing, and business is growing as well. And the sky is the limit.
Thank you. Thank you, Mum. Amen to that.
Amen.
Aishi says, beautiful man, giving birth and raising such an amazing and intelligent young man. How was the experience and journey bringing up such an intelligent young man?
Yes. As a baby, you were so handsome and beautiful. I was so happy to have you because my mother had 7 girls before she had a
first son.
Had a son. And so we all saw you as a blessing.
Wow.
My mother, my father, my family saw you as a blessing. And that blessing continued.
Wow.
Because you were so well behaved as a child. You were so well behaved and you were focused on your education. And that is the first thing, that is the last thing I'll ever forget. You are focused on your education from primary school to secondary school, and in secondary school, you wanted to take the first position in the class. I've said it before, and that is a fact.
Wow.
And you were always, always very humble and very gentle and very intelligent as well. And I loved you so much. I loved you so much, and I still love you so much.
Thank you, Mom.
So that is it. You were going, and then you entered the university. Wow, first class in accounting and
Economics.
Economics, yes. And then what did you do in University of Cambridge?
Just an MBA.
An MBA. That's fantastic.
It came from watching you and Dad. You know, you guys have set a really good example for us. You know, you both, Dad read veterinary medicine. You read political science.
Yes.
You both like faced a lot of struggles in life. You know, and we watch you guys all the time. We're constantly learning from your successes and your mistakes, you know, and always tweaking. And you've encouraged us. One thing we haven't talked about is Mum's always encouraged us to work together as a family, you know, like together as siblings, help each other out. You know, don't let anyone be left behind, always take each other along, and all those things, you know, continue to help us today. That's why we're so close as a family.
You're my first son, my first child, and you have 2 sisters, and you are looking after them very well. You are like light in the family. You are like light in the family. And you are achieving a lot, and we love you so much.
No, thank you, Mum. Thank you, so kind. Intentional parenting, Mum says. Wow. 64 looking 40. What was her motivation and drive like on a daily basis with such a young family in a different country with no support system? How was she able to navigate through this and still had a career? She says, I'm a mess juggling kids with my career together at the moment, and I stopped dreaming, but I want to keep going.
Yeah.
She looks absolutely stunning. So she wants to know, like, what was your, on a day-to-day basis, like, how were you able to do it, you know? Like a lot of women, like they try to do their career and maybe their business and family. And some people say, oh, maybe I don't want to have a family because it's too much and I want to do my career. But you did all these things, you know?
I did all
so
these
how?
things.
Like, speak to some...
But in Nigeria, it was easier because you already have help in your house.
You had a support system.
And all that. Coming here, you're on your own with your children and your husband. And it is not easy.
Yeah.
But then, thank God for me because they were not too young. They were now in the secondary school. And it's just for me to make sure that they get ready on time, that they go to school on time, that they have snacks. They have snacks. I make snacks for them and they go. And it was very, very challenging. But then, they were intelligent. They were doing well in school, and that was my happiness.
That helps.
They were doing well in school, and then from there, they now entered university and all that, and I became freer because they are now free.
So you think having that support system was key for helping you to be able to do many things, like
in Nigeria.
Because we're trying to compare it to someone who's here, for example. Imagine a mom who might be in a relationship or who might even be single, but they've got children, but they have some dreams they're trying to achieve, you know. But life can be quite challenging, you know, in this country.
Yes, in this country it's more challenging here. It is difficult. It's challenging to bring up children in this country because you don't have any house help. You know, you don't have house help, isn't it? You don't have, and it's very, very challenging that you want to give them a bath, that you want to feed them, that you want to cook for them, that you want to take them to school. You do school run, and you want to collect them as well. And then you give them lunch, and then you give them dinner and everything, just like you and Mary and your beautiful Mary, and you people are doing all this. You know, it would have been easier at home, but then that is it.
Do you think there's a way that someone could still have all those things? A woman specifically can still have her career, and still raise children. Like, what would you say they would do if it was you? What would you do differently? Imagine we were much younger.
If we were much younger,
would you have focused on business or career or what?
I would have focused on business, and if it was career, to be a part-time job, to just be a part-time, and if it is a business, I'll work from home. Or maybe I'll go to the office in the evening and do something and come back when the children have gone to school. Then I'll go to the office and come back when I pick them from school.
This is a really interesting question. Scylla said, what would you tell your 30-something-year-old self?
In my 30s, I was in Nigeria. And I would have said to myself to stop the immigration job and do full-time business.
Interesting.
Because business was very, very good. Was very good. But because you are in immigration, there are a lot of regulations. You know, there's a lot of regulations in immigration job. But if I was a full-time business woman, I would have gone into oil business.
You would have. So you think you would have been more successful?
Yes, I would have been more successful.
So basically, what you're saying now is if you're speaking to your younger self, you would have said focus more on business than maybe a job.
Than a job, yes.
Right, interesting.
I would have done better if I had focused on business because I would have continued the business, in the oil business. I would have continued, but I had to stop after some time because of my work. Yes.
So interesting because there's this constant debate all the time. Should you do your job? Should you do a business? And so, you know, some people do a side hustle. They do different things, and we talk about it a lot on our channel. But one thing I know, the reason why I talk about it a lot on this channel, guys, is because I've literally seen you, Mum, like your level of personal wealth. Like I can't really talk about it so publicly, but I've basically seen your level of personal wealth. You've been able to do certain things. I remember
because I'm in business.
Because you're in business. Yeah.
I'm not like work business. I'm just in business. So I have time. I'm independent and I have time to think and to plan and to do things instead of going to work, come back and then think of the business over the weekend. I can do it every day.
So it's interesting because for some people it takes a while to make that transition, to move from their job gradually. Some people manage both, like I did with the Humble Penny. You remember I was working crazy hours, running the Humble Penny on the side, just doing it for fun and seeing where it goes. And then made that transition. But the point you're making still remains the same, which is that really, for you, the best path to the life you wanted was through you start running businesses.
Running businesses, yes. You can run 1 or 2 or 3 businesses because you have time. You have time for it. And then you can now choose the one you can focus on.
You can focus on.
Yes.
So, Michael has said, my question to her is, what advice has she for the younger generation as regards finance and staying married, especially when children are involved, as they are often the victims?
The younger generation, they should go into education first because it's good to be educated so that you can have experience and knowledge. You have knowledge. It's very important. And it's also good to get married early. It's also good to get married.
Okay, interesting.
It's also good to get like late 20s if you're a lady, or early 30s. It's good to get married so that your children will grow up when you are a little bit
a bit young.
A bit young.
Right.
So their children will grow up when you're a bit young. So if you're a man and from 30 years, you can start a good relationship. Right. A serious relationship. And maybe you can get married maybe 32, 33. And when your child is 20 years, you'll be
early 50s.
You'll be in your early 50s. It's very important. And also, marriage is patience. Marriage is a lot of patience. If you don't have patience and love or continue loving your partner or your wife or your husband, it will be a problem.
It's a problem.
So do not keep bad companies. Do not have bad friends who leave their wife to go elsewhere or who leave their husband to go have a relationship. It is not good. So good friends is perfect. Yes.
Thank you, Mum. Yeah. That's really good advice. Stardust says, Mama is looking good.
Thank you very much.
Question. How does she push through the struggles of life? How do you push through?
Well, I push through the struggles of life by being patient and by working hard. Because I work so hard that even now, you will not believe it, that I'm still working. I'm still working hard. I still work hard. It's good to work hard. And it's good to be patient in life. And it's good to have good relationship with people. Have a good relationship with people. It is good.
So, Mum, you've got how many grandkids now? 7 grandkids?
I have 7 grandkids.
7 grandkids.
Yes. I love them all.
I know you do. I know you do. And you've done so much for your grandkids and you continue to.
Thank you.
But what I wanted to know from you, Mum, was what advice would you give your grandkids today?
Yeah.
Imagine they're watching this in 10 years' time.
Yes.
Yeah. What advice would you give them about education, work, and business?
Yeah.
Just generally.
First of all, they must be obedient to their parents. They must respect their parents. Education, they should focus on education. It's very, very important that they take their education very, very seriously. When they go to school, they should listen to the teaching and they should practice when they get home. Very important that they practice what they have learned. It's very important so that they will not forget it. I would like them to work for some time because when they get out of school, they are still young, so they need to work and then learn, experience, and then start. And they'll have to. I would like them to start business. Okay. I like them to be in business as well. So after working for some time, they can now go into businesses. And so they can get rich.
So for the grandkids who are going to watch in the future and for everybody else who's watching, you're hearing it, from my mom. She's giving her wisdom and, it
so
works. Believe me, it works.
Yes.
I've seen Mum make certain moves that I remember once where you called me, like you were like, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you were buying some land or something and you were like, and you called the amount out and I was like, listen, right, there's no way, I don't care how much, what C-level job I've got, there's no way I would ever be able to make that move you made.
Yes. Yeah, it is true.
And you were buying like plots and plots of land. I was like, okay. So anyway.
It is true because my dad was a civil servant working for government and he worked for government until he retired. But my mom was a businesswoman and I knew the difference between their income. I knew the difference. And I knew that it's good to do business. It is very good to do business. Yes.
A final bunch of questions which are meant to be fun. So a guy for a channel called Stupid is the Norm, a guy called Perry who we like, we've interviewed him on this channel. Perry said, what cream did she put on her face and where can I buy some? He's making reference to the fact that you look young. And Daniel Squire said, and where is the fountain of youth located? The fact that you look amazing. You're in your 60s, Mum. Seriously, like, a lot of people wish they were able to, look the way you look in their 60s. So, what's, this is meant to be lighthearted, but what's kept you feeling good, looking good at your stage of life?
I think that I'm just happy for people. I'm happy to relate with people and to help people. That is the thing that makes me happy. I love to help people a lot. I do that. I think I'm deriving joy from doing that. And I think that God is blessing me as well because of that. Because it's good to be generous. It's good to be helping people who are in need. Like somebody couldn't pay their child's school fees. Sometimes I write it off here, even in this country. I write it off if they are not, if they are not on benefits. If they're not on benefits, I help a lot. And at home, I have a lot of people that I place on salary.
Wow. You have people on salary? On
salary, yes, every month.
Every month you pay their salary at home?
Yeah, at home, in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, wow.
In Nigeria. So, so it's good to be generous because God has a way of rewarding you if you're generous. And it's a fact that God does that. It's a fact. He does help you in different ways.
Wow. Yes. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging on to the end of his interview. Mum, you have been absolutely incredible. Love you so much.
Thank you, my dad.
Love you so much for coming on The Humble Penny and telling everybody, about your life journey. There's so much we didn't talk about.
Thank you.
But I hope that many people will be able to take away a lot of, have hope take inspiration from hearing about your journey so far. And we'll bring you back, Mum, because we're going to talk business some more. This is just a light intro, people. Mum's going to come back. We're going to talk business because I think there's so much people can learn from just hearing from other people from a slightly different generation about what it takes to make it, to be determined, to be successful. Thank you so much, Mum.
Thank you so much.
Love you to bits. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. If you really enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and please share this video with one other person who you think will take so much of value from watching today's video. Guys, thanks again for watching, and as ever, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Take care. Bye.